one main goal of leadership is service to humanity. I'm the head teacher of St. Henry's College, Kitovu. I assumed the leadership of this college at the beginning of this year, in January. I'm yet to spend a year as a head teacher. In Africa and also generally in the world, leaders load it onto the followers. But especially after doing the course in servant leadership, that is when it sank into my mind deeply that a leader is supposed to be a servant. I am one of the beneficiaries of the Next Generation Leadership Program. During our days, it was called the Uganda Catholic Program, but eventually the name changed. And I would like to thank the Uganda Catholic Program, then, which is now the Next Generation Leadership Program, for the sponsorship. I benefited a lot. I actually got this sponsorship after my first degree, and after working for some time, I was sponsored and I did a master's in linguistics of Makerere University. Of course, with that course, I was propelled into further leadership positions. I did a course in servant leadership, and I also did a course in administrative law. The two enabled me or changed my perspective towards leadership. When the majority of leaders understand that leaders are servants, that will go a very long way to solve some of the problems we are facing in leadership, especially in on the African continent and in the African countries. We need some people to come up, and especially leaders, to offer that example and to offer to serve the community. Of course, we've had examples before in Africa. We've had leaders who have served their communities selflessly. But of course, we've also had leaders who think that they are supposed to gain and benefit by virtue of the positions they hold. But if we made an effort to emulate the leaders that have served selflessly, it is possible that at one time we can be there. I can give examples like the former president of South Africa, the late Nelson Mandela, is known as someone actually, after spending so many years in prison, came out and was able, and he did it ably and willingly. He served his people without looking at any benefits. Of course, I can also quote the example of some other former presidents. The former president of Tanzania, the late Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. I happened to work in Tanzania, and I felt the impact of this old man. Actually, Tanzania up to today, I think, is ruled on the legacy of Mwalimu Nyerere. So, because of the few examples that I've given, I cannot say it is impossible. It is very possible for the leaders on the continent to take on the spirit of servant leadership and begin serving the communities that they lead. Yes, St. Henry's College, Kitovu is an old institution. It is a secondary school founded by the church. It belongs to the Catholic Church, and specifically to the Catholic Diocese of Masaka. And it was founded in 1922 by the White Fathers. So The school has been in existence for more than 100 years. We celebrated 100 years in 2022. The school started as a boys' school and with only 23 students in 1922. And it has grown to a population currently of 1,500 boys. It is a boys-only school and boarding. In 1927, the school was handed over to the Brothers of Christian Instruction, and the brothers have managed this school from 1927 up to date. The first head teacher, a white father, was called Father Labaj. And in 1927, he's the one who handed over the school to the first brother, then Brother Eugene. And initially it was headed by the Canadian brothers, but later on the African brothers took over, and up today it is under the brothers. It is government aided, though church founded. It's one of the best schools in the country. We are proud that over the years we've been able to excel in a number of areas. In terms of academics, we are doing well. We are usually ranked amongst the best 10 in this country. We've never gone beyond that position. And in co-curricular activities, we are also doing well, as I can say. We've had teams in various games and sports participating up to the national level, and we are the regional champions of various sports. We are the regional champions in football, we are the regional champions in scouts, we are the regional champions in handball, we are the regional champions in woodball, I mentioned but a few. We are proud to have a very rich base of old students who give us a lot of support. For example, the old students are trying to put their hands together to put up a multi-purpose hall called the Shark Education Center, a project that is going to benefit the college but also benefit the local community around this place. Students will be using it during the term as a place for assemblies, but during the holidays, the same facility will be used to train the local community in skills, skilling the local community, one of the goals of the government. The task is huge. It's very big, heading such an institution. It's quite challenging, but all the same, I'm not scared, simply because before I took on the leadership of the college, I worked here. I already knew the system. I knew the students knew me, the staff knew me. I was here as a teacher. I became an administrator. I went through the ranks. I became a deputy head teacher in charge of administration, and then eventually I took over. So by the time I took over as a head teacher, at least I knew the system, and I thank God for that. I would like to thank especially the immediate former head teacher who initiated me into the administration of the college, into leadership. He really nurtured me, supported me, and showed me the way. And eventually he handed over to me. Actually, he made me, I can say, the head teacher that I am today. But we try to do our best. As for me, I do my best. I also pray to God. You do the work, but you take moments to pray. There are certain things that you can never achieve using human effort. So you do your best and you leave the rest to God. I'd like to thank so much, and I appreciate the next generation leadership program, and I would like to appeal to other scholars to join the program. Thank you.